2 words.
Did you think it was needless? Did you think it was...
That was needless, yes, and...
Did you think it was a bit stupid?
And it was stupid, yeah.
Liverpool Fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool Fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki Man Si, and Liverpool progressed through the EFL Carabao Cup 2-1 victory over Southampton. There's lots of highs and some low lows, unfortunately. And Ekit, what was that, man? Look at Frimpong's face, my goodness. Okay, so Gio Leone, the Italian job alongside Federico Chiesa, absolutely outstanding. I'm going to show you some stats very, very soon from FotMob. Wow, what a performance. More touches than Virgil van Dijk. Now, it looks like he's unfortunately got quite a bad injury. His left leg planted. Southampton player hits him on the side, bangs his head on the concrete as well. Knee turns. Hoping it's not an ACL injury, but he looks the business. He looks the stuff. He was commanding. He was dominant. A box defender. Communication telling Gomez and Frimpong where to go as well. Wow. Gio Leone, take a bow. Great, great debut. Soured by the injury. But look, Gomez, Endo and Frimpong, the senior players, slightly off it. You can forgive Frimpong for being new in the team. But I want to hold back a bit on the criticism because Joe Gomez, historically, and I said this many times, needs a run of games and sustained fixture lists to get his form up to par. Similar to Wataru Endo. Wataru Endo can break up play, keep it simple, but he needs a dominant ball player, someone who's going to progress the play, and it wasn't Trey Leone today. He was a little bit timid and hiding in the match, unfortunately. Still young, so don't be too harsh on him. But when he's next to McAllister or Gravenberg or Soboslai, it looks the world of difference because Endo can keep it simple, give it to them, they can progress the play, and he can hold the line as well. Similarly, Frimpong a little bit lost in the first half, came more alive in the second half as well. Andy Robertson leading from the back. Mamardashvili, absolutely solid. Federico Chiesa, little dynamo all over the pitch. He's an Alessandro Del Piero, a Fabrizio Micoli, a Dibu, Alejandro Gomez, basically linking up the play, roaming, linking up the play and creating 2 beautiful assists, getting Alexander Isak off the mark, pouncing on the press on a mistake, laying it back, and Isak hits it, top bins, curling, absolute top of the pops, because Isak has that finish where he hits it above a keeper, rising shot that goes over the keeper's extending arm into the top corner. That's an Isak finish all over, and I love the slided bazooka sniper gun celebration. Hope to see much more of that, especially against Newcastle as well. Ekit came on, scored the goal, thought he hit the World Cup winner. Off the shirt goes, cool as you like. Ekit with a tap in from Chiesa. Arne Slot not holding back whatsoever, saying absolutely dumb foolery. Childish, slightly mature. Look, he's had a great start. He's confident in himself. He's a cocky fella. He's got the skills to pay the bills. But hopefully this levels his head ever so slightly, because Liverpool now are grounded. We've had a fantastic start to the season. Is it what, 7 wins, 8 wins, 7 wins from 7, and you can get complacent and run away with it. But this will bring him back down to earth because now he's suspended for Crystal Palace. You can bring the Darwin Núñez out of Liverpool, but you can't bring the Núñez out of our home spiritually, because Ekit channeled the inner agent of chaos and got his red card after the goal. Crazy, crazy events. Walked straight down the tunnel. Arne Slot blanking him completely. Arne Slot said in the press conference he wasn't happy with some of the performances. I'm thinking Trey and Leoni, perhaps Wataru Endo, who came into it later on, but was unfortunate with the goal for Southampton. Joe Gomez had probably a match to forget in the second half, especially. Frimpong grew into it eventually, but didn't have the most influential games as well. Ngamoha tried and plugged away, but didn't get too much joy. Isak with great movement. Chiesa, phenomenal. Man of the match. Mamadash really solid. And Gio Leone, hope he recovers soon. He is the Italian Superman, and I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. Now, the choice to promote Ngamoha to Champions League squad over Chiesa might have a bearing, but look, don't look back in hindsight. In all honesty, neither of the players are going to get much game time. It's only the Champions League group stages, right? If Chiesa proves his prominence, then he will come back in the knockout stages. And for everyone, because of Leone's injury, who said, oh, we should have signed Mark Guehi. Oh, Liverpool messed up by not signing that centre-back. We had Mark Guehi signed. We agreed a deal. Crystal Palace pulled out of it. What more do you want? Don't look back in hindsight. Don't be a bitter blue. Because in all likeliness, that centre-back could have and should have come in, and Crystal Palace messed it up. Awful manager who's not going to be there in a year's time. Anyway, Mark Guehi will still come to Liverpool because all of the foundational work, the seed work has been done already. Trust Slick Rick Richard Hughes to bring home the bacon, and Mark Guehi and Gio Leone look a prominent force. It could be Gray partnering Van Dijk if Konate goes off to Real Madrid, but he might not go to Real Madrid, because they're after Upamecano for free, potentially Mark Gray for free. They're still looking at William Saliba as well. They've got choices there. Konate might sign a new contract, but it might be squeaky bum time towards the end of the season. So let's wait and see. Hopefully he remains injury free because Van Dijk and Konate is imperious. And for everyone who lacks the confidence in the squad for Crystal Palace because of Ekitike's suspension, have a look at the situation. Szoboszlai, 90 minutes rest. McAllister rested. Gravenberch rested. Mo Salah fully fit and rested. Konate and Van Dijk fully rested, right? We have a humongously strong squad. Alexander Isak is therefore forced to start, and that's not a bad thing, He says he's fit, but we don't match fitness. He even ran around at half time to get some match fitness and squeeze it in that little 15-minute session there. And look, him scoring against Crystal Palace would be phenomenal. Obviously, Ekitike opened the scoring his account against Crystal Palace in the cup. We lost that one. The voodoo child is not over our heads because of that Community Shield curse. So that's all well and good. It could be Alexander Isak for 60 minutes and then Chiesa for the last 30. Or Alexander Isak for 80 minutes, Chiesa for the last 10. Cody Gakpo was starting on the left, still got a backup in Ngomoha and Chiesa. And as I said, Mo Salah's fit. You can see Florian Wirtz or Dominic Szoboszlai doing that false nine role with Ngomoha off the left and Frimpong maybe off the right as well. Pace with a false nine dropping in as well. Could very well work. So let's have a look. Wirtz has got to step up to the plate. He's a utility forward, assister and goal scorer as well. Forget this 007 Sancho business. Wirtz and Sancho are worlds apart. And look, Wirtz has had a good impact so far because some of the goals have been made from his off-the-ball movement. He's always surrounded by 2 or 3 and he'll come good. He's got a German mentality. No worries whatsoever there. Let the rival fans cry with their bitter salt because their salty tears taste delicious. I am confident we will go into that Palace game full of gusto and not malo gusto from Chelsea. But I will be streaming that game as well because there's a tasty 11 p.m. kickoff for me. So I'll be doing that. And you guys can watch on the best watch along, the Tactical Insight. This is a channel, Substance in Abundance.
The cream of the crop!
And that's what we do, give the best quality insight. So what can we learn from the Liverpool versus Southampton match? Now, the statistics aren't really bearing the full narrative of the game. I thought Liverpool played quite well that game. However, Southampton did have some chances as well, and they managed to pull one away. But we've got a really, really good habit of scoring late on, scoring late winners. 2-1 victory, a 1-goal margin. And people who are saying Liverpool should be dominating, behave. Last season, when we won the Premier League, we won so many games we were expected to win with the odd 1 goal. We changed 11 players in this lineup, right? Giving debuts to Mamadashvili and Gio Leone, who looked imperious. They are the future of Liverpool. All these players are age ranged between 21 and 25 years old. You're looking at Wirtz, you're looking at Frimpong, you're looking at Ekitike, you're looking at Alexander Isak, who's just hit 26, by the way. You know what I mean? Mamadashvili, right? And Yoni Ngamoha. We've got a cream of the crop bunch of talent here. Will Wright, unfortunately, suffered a knee injury as well, stretched it off. It's not as bad as first feared, but he'll be out for a while. Give these players a chance to shine, give them their time in the limelight. But we've still got experienced heads of Van Dijk, Salah, Robertson, who are Premier League, Champions League, multi-cup winners as well, to bring through the new generation. And look, I don't doubt it. Van Dijk might even get a new contract at the end of this because he's still looking like the world's best defender on merit through leadership, dominance, reading the gameplay, positional play, aerial dominance. That's what you get with Gio Leone and Van Dijk as well. That's why he could be a potential successor. Now, he may not be as good as Van Dijk, but he could be a potential Italian future captain. He commands that back line like Cannavaro, like Nesta, like Bonucci, like Maldini, like Costa Curta, right? He's got that imperious Superman, Italian stallion, fine by design nature, and you can see him really, really commanding and being dominant. And the fact that he's pulling Frimpong and Gomez and telling him what to do is a good sign of things to come. He's only 18 years old, by the way. My goodness, he's only 18 years old. And Arrigo Sacchi, the legendary AC Milan coach, right, of the Rijkaard, Van Basten, Huller era, he said that Gio Leone's destined for greatness, destined for good things as well, and he will know a good thing or two about quality Italian teams, right? Once again, Chiesa, he's two-footed. He finds the opportunity to shoot. He's plucky. He gets his head on the ball. He crosses the ball. Ekitike should have scored from one of his efforts as well. He goes to the byline to pull it back. His weight of pass, his game intelligence, his assist, his high ceiling. He's a European World Championship winner with the Italian national team. He is world-class on his day, coming back to fitness. He runs for 90 minutes, absolutely gassed, gives it his all. Great heart on the man, eats his spaghetti, like Eminem mom's spaghetti probably, but no, he probably cooks it himself. He offered Mo Salah spaghetti. That's probably a good sign of things to come. He needs some quality spaghetti. I'm talking about carbs here, right? Carbs. Athletes need carbs. Me, myself, and I don't run so much. I don't need so much carbs. I need that oniku. Oniku, baby, means meat. I love me that premium Wagyu A5 Wagyu Miyazaki beef. All good. Miyazaki, by the way, wins the Beef Olympics 5 years in a row. Was it 4 years in a row, maybe? Beef Olympics is a thing in Japan. Miyazaki Ichiban, number 1. In London, you'd pay £400 for Miyazaki Wagyu steak. In Tokyo, you pay £200, £300 for Wagyu steak from Miyazaki A5 branded Wagyu. I pay 30 quid. Local grocery, local dealer. Not dealer, even the co-op, just the supermarkets. They all have it here. It's all local and fresh. Yes! I do love me some hot pot and sukiyaki and teriyaki. All good. I digress just a little bit. I'm hungry. And speaking of hungry, my man Soccer Atos has come through again. We've got the away kit and we've got another third kit on offer here. In fact, I'm going to give away this third kit to one lucky viewer as well. Competition coming up very, very soon in the live stream. Join me in the Crystal Palace and Liverpool watch along. I'll announce what you need to do to win this third kit M size in a video prior to that match, actually, but also in the competition itself on the day. So yes, let's have a look at this one. Thank you so much, Soccer Atos, for sponsoring this video. Use my code LFC JAP for 15% off and free worldwide shipping. Soccer Atos, you are the best right now. Speaking of the best, this year's kits are absolute classics. Liverpool signed a £1 billion deal with Adidas, and wow, they've come up trumps. Absolutely dressed to impress. Gonna cut that label right now. Classed to last. I think Liverpool have broken all records with this year's kit, right? And for good reason, because it's proper classy. As Mario would say, here we go. Creamy, smooth. I love it. Classic. Yes, link in the comment below and in the description. Soccer Atos, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Yes, hungry for more success because Liverpool are dressed to impress and we are on the victory rampage march. Crystal Palace have proved plucky. They limit the opposition to small amount of shots on target. But Liverpool have the firepower. Now, even in absence of Ekit, you've got Chiesa, Gakpo, Ingamoha, Salah, Isak, Wirtz, 100+ million pound players. It's going to be fine. It's just going to be just fine. It might be a 1-goal margin again. But look at Crystal Palace, right? Obviously, we're against our good friend Mark Gray, who will hopefully get in January or in the summer. I'm still confident that deal is more or less rubber stamped and done already, regardless of the rumour mill. We've put in the legwork and he sees himself as a Liverpool legend. He'll be obviously miffed at Glasner and Parish at what happened. But Liverpool well stocked. And if you want to say our depth at centre-back is thin, then Arne Slott's injury record with his fitness and physios is immaculate. Immaculate, like his bold, shiny head, up the shiny one. He is the cream of the crop. Look, Van Dijk, Konate first choice. Gomez, if he gets a run of fixtures, looks imperious. Sure, he had a shaky wobbler today, but it is what it is. Endo, utility centre-back, never lets anyone down. Playing in amongst the first team, he suffers from the Harvey Elliott syndrome. When they're playing with the first team, they look immaculate because they've got a defined role. When they're expected to step up and lead by example, they're not a playmaker. They're not the prominent game winner. It's similar to Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones is expected to hold a midfielder as a senior midfielder. He's tidy, he's clean, he can hold the ball high up. He's got a decent shot, a decent through ball. He's not going to be the one that wins you the game by the scruff of the neck unless he's surrounded by the quality players that can tempo his ability to get into the spaces to make an impact. You need the flair players, the classy players like McAllister, Gravenberch, Soboslai in the middle. You see how important they are to the midfield now, not just for the individual quality, but the ability to raise the game of everyone around them. Mo Salah takes cup games as a joke. He's just so superior than anyone else. His speed of thought in transition and through balls as well. And Isak will finish off any chances that we get because he's the premium sharpshooter. He's looking fit, feisty and hungry for the goals. He's off the mark now. Who was ever to doubt that he'd score in this match? Of course he's going to score in this match, especially with Federico Chiesa laying it on a plate. Unselfish, unsung hero. Chiesa will have a huge part to play, and the Ekitike red card can only mean that Chiesa will come off the bench very likely against Palace, and I'd love to see it because he's super effective and he deserves it. Some may be saying that Arne Slott's been a bit harsh in the minutes that he's distributing to Federico Chiesa, but you can't complain. The results speak for themselves, and the results are perfect. 7, is it 7 out of 7? I keep saying 7, might be 8. And Premier League last season, and we're in it to win it in all the cups. Now, people who are saying, is it too early to talk about quadruple? If you look on paper, Liverpool's squad and chances, they're favourites for every competition. However, on any given day, the underdog can win. And as Liverpool fans, we know that best. So don't write off anybody beating us, knocking us out on any given day, a frustrating day where we can't put away our chances, or a moment of quality from Barcelona or PSG. It was a tight affair last season. PSG, we beat them, and then they beat us. We won a counter-attacking goal, Nunes and Elliott, and they scored a scruffy goal with Dembele as well. Penalties. Whoever won that fixture was likely to win the Champions League, and unfortunately, they turned us over, but we're stronger in all departments. We swapped Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunes for Ekit and Isak, and we've got the Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkers connection in and amongst that bunch as well. 14 million for Chiesa is looking like an absolute steal now. Now that he's finally fit and fully up to grips with Slot's demand, his pressing demands, his playmaking connections with the players. This Italian stallion is going to make an impact. And my goodness, he already made an impact, right? He scored a winner. Well, not really a winner, but his game-winning contribution to get that goal to put us ahead laid the foundations for Salah to score and wrap it up and win those fantasy football points. Speaking of which, I'm not convinced by Salah as my fantasy football captain anymore. I might give it to Isak. I might swap over to Isak. I might need to play my wild card because, oh my days, Aston Villa done me in. Watkins, what is he doing this season? And Morgan Rogers as well. And Salah and Wirtz, not the most highest scoring combination there. I might need to play the wild card early. Or the premium midfielders like Cole, Palmer, and Saka not hitting the returns. So let's see what go on with that. Yes, but the rivals can cry their salty tears because Liverpool are on the victory march and we're not going to be stopped easily. We've got game winners all over the pitch, including Virgil van Dijk at the back. How can you beat Alisson Becker at the back? Curtis Jones is clean and started with aplomb from the bench, showing his contributions in tiki-taka, winning the free kick for Domi Schlobbers to hit top bins as well. Wirtz can only get better. Kirkers is chomping at the bit to prove all the doubters wrong as well. Frimpong and Bradley, what an expenses of riches at right back position. I'm loving this squad. I'm loving this season. It's a fun season. Our first blip with an injury to Leone, an injury to Will Wright in the under-21s game as well. A debut to remember for Leone for right and wrong reasons, similar to Mamadashvili. The squad is strong. We've got a dedicated destroyer in Endo, someone who comes in Curtis Jones, who can Mzala registrar the positions up front in the attacking third. We've got pace in Frimpong and Engamo and unpredictability. We've got a Gakpao cannon who cuts inside. You ain't going to stop him from cutting inside. Is he ever going to stop cutting inside? I doubt it. But he could learn a lesson or two from Jack Grealish, going down the left-hand side and popping it up, because he's got a decent popped cross with the left foot as well. Yes, we've got so much variety and so much firepower, and that midfield is absolute special gravy with Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai. Don't doubt it. Liverpool are in with a shout to win it all. Until next time, Miyazaki Man Ichiban. It means the best. Jane, it means ciao. Have a great week, everyone. Join me for the live watch along at Crystal Palace.